Hey guys, Harsh here, back in video. So today I have the Airbus A380 from a very special Airways, which is the Qatar Airways, as you can see. So this is a 1:400 diecast model by JC Wings, but I don't see anywhere the JC Wings logo, and that is quite strange. I don't know for what reason they did that. It is only written diecast aircraft model in 1:400 scale, and in the past I have reviewed the 1:400 scale Airbus A321, so if you want you can check that video out as well. But in this video we will be unboxing this A380, and this is the A380-800 aircraft. So this is, I think, one of the last A380 versions that were ever developed, and obviously it is now discontinued. So quite a few airlines, I mean mainly the Emirates Airlines, so there are not many airways that operated this aircraft. So here it is, as you can see, and this is a very heavy aircraft as it is a full diecast model, as you can see. And also, it being a wide body aircraft, it is made out of solid metal, so that's pretty nice as well. So let's just remove this clamshell design, and here we get our first look at the aircraft. You can see, let's just remove this plastic protection. It helps to protect the paint on the aircraft, so if you are planning on moving frequently, then I would suggest you keep that plastic piece with you, because only way to safely transport this plane is in its original packaging. So let me just get this box out of the way and we'll take a look at the plane. So here is the model, and as you can see, the quality is, I think, quite well for an aircraft of this size. This is the largest it can get apart from the A225, and the print quality on it is I think absolutely spot on. You get every sort of marking that is on the actual plane all around the aircraft body, along with the cargo bay doors, which are printed quite nicely onto the plane body. Here you can see that, and a nice Qatar logo at the bottom itself. You do also get a stand hole, but it doesn't come with a stand. It is sold separately for some reason. It is always the case with JC Wings model. So let's start with the front, obviously, and you can see we have the front window there with antennas which are printed, not poking out. So I'm guessing that they didn't have the budget to place actual antennas onto the plane body, but I think it's quite nicely detailed. It was same with the NG models. They did the same thing there as well on the A321, but still it is quite nicely detailed with the red circles going around them. And then you can see we have the front window on the A380 with some windshield wiper as well, and this is quite a heavy model, so I'm having a hard time turning it around every time, but I think I can manage that. So underneath here we can see we have the landing gear with some text written on it as well. So let me just zoom in on my camera so you'll be able to see it. So you can see it is written PJ, which I don't know what stands for, and we can see we have a nicely detailed landing gear, and with the slits cut out very nicely for the actual door for the landing gear, which opens up when the landing gear comes out or goes back in. So it helps to improve the aerodynamic shape of the airplane itself. On the other side there we can see we have the same landing gear logo, and it does actually rotate. So if you try to see, then you can see that it is rotating quite nicely. I mean, it is a free rolling wheel, so that's pretty nice. Then if we move further back, we can see we have our first door, which nicely have a door handle inside it, which is very nice to see. I mean, the details on it, the print quality is absolutely beautiful to see. Then following that we have the massive Qatar logo, but as you can see, it has some paint scraping going on and a massive scratch there for some reason. I don't think it's a scratch. I think it's some sort of design going on. So yeah, I think it is a design, but I don't know for what purpose it is. But the paint scrape there is quite prominent, you can see. If you look at the other side, yeah, I think the scratch that I was mentioning earlier is just designed for some reason, and the Q here you can see that it doesn't have any sort of scrape going on. So these are the like sort of minor details that you have to watch out for when purchasing these sort of aircraft, because I don't think I will be able to color this in with a normal paintbrush. I mean, I have to match the color first, then I will repaint it. Then underneath that we get our first look at the cargo bay door, and it is quite nicely detailed. You can see with the markings and all the cutouts for the, I think, which is the panel that the ground crew open up so that they can operate the door. So that's pretty nice to see as well. And underneath there you can see we have some few holes, and the fuel ports I think are on the wings. So these are, I think, for some more electrical stuff that the ground crew have to perform on the aircraft itself. And as you can see, the details are quite nice as well on these buttons as well. Here we have the first antenna. You can see it is quite nicely placed in its position with the hole cut out for it, and it is a very strong antenna, so you don't have any chance of accidentally striking it off. But I wouldn't trust it that much, because I mean, finding this antenna in your floor will be a hassle. And also on the top you can see we have the another antenna over there, and this thing over here I think is for the internet. So this is now being installed on many different planes so that they can have internet access anywhere when they are flying. And these I believe are the LEDs for the indication when they are flying at night, but I'm not sure, maybe we need to check that as well. And on the wings there you can see we have another set of lights I think, but I may be wrong. And then we can see on the upper deck we have another door with some extremely accurate door handle details along with some Arabic written. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm guessing it's Qatar written in Arabic form. And if we move to the back, then we can see we have the flag of the country Qatar, which is I think quite clearly visible, as you can see, very nicely detailed as well. And underneath that we can see we have the registration of the aircraft, which is A7APJ, which is Alpha 7 Alpha, and I forgot what P was, and J I think is Juliet. So moving on from my disappointment, you can see we have another cargo bay door and this sort of steel thing going around, which I'm not sure what it is for, but looks pretty cool. And if you look at the rudder, then you can see it is absolutely beautifully designed. I mean, the design and the quality of this rudder is quite remarkable in my opinion. Let me just flip it around and you can see it is same on the other side, and we have nice slits cut out for it as well. Now moving on to the wings, what I'm going to do is just remove one of the wing and review it separately because it is a quite heavy aircraft, so I'm not able to pick this up again. So don't do this at home. So there we go, we have one wing out now. I can place it on the surface just like so. So I think now you can call that a plane which has drunken only half a Red Bull. So here is the wing, and reviewing it just like so, it is a lot easier and you can grasp all the details on the wing as well. So you can see on the engines we have a nice Qatar logo on both of them, you can see, along with the panel markings you can see, which goes all around the engine itself. And the interior, I mean, it could be more detailed, but I think it's quite okay with the blade fans you can see. But what happens in the actual aircraft is that you can actually see through the engine, so that's not the case here. And then on the wing side you can see we have another landing gear, which is I think one of the main landing gears, and you can see they wiggle around as well. So in times of landing, what happens is the aircraft is landing at this angle, so the wheels are positioned just like so, so that the back wheel touches the ground first and then the front. So that's pretty nice to see that they have managed to enable this detail so that the wings can wiggle around. And the hydraulic system of the main landing gear also looks decent enough, but could be more detailed. And then we can see on the top of the wing we have all the slits nicely cut out for the air brakes, ailerons and whatnot, which are also at the front of the wing. So in case of landing, I think these sort of panels comes out and goes down, and they also comes out and go down so that it can produce more lift during slow speeds. Now if you take a look at the winglets, then you can see that I mean, they are quite damaged because of some reason which I don't know, but color I think is quite spot on. There is little to no paint bleeding issue going on, and you can see here that more of the paint is out. So just keep that in mind to carefully handle the aircraft, because I think some of my nudges actually enlarge that paint. Now all around the wing you can see we have some sort of text written, but I'm quite not sure what to make of it, because the ink which is splattered when it was printed, so it has rendered it useless. Now the main difference between this wing and this wing is that if you look at the underneath of the wing, you can see that we have no registration number. It is only on this wing. So let me just show you what it is. It is just a simple number written over here, that's all, and nothing too much about it. So that is the main difference. Now if you look at the back side of the engine, then you can see they are quite nicely detailed with the silver paint. I mean, I think they have done a pretty good job at painting it. So you can see we have some nice steel frame going on at the engine holding position as well, which obviously adds a very nice detail to the aircraft all around. Also at the front you can see we have a nice unpainted, I think, silver finish, and also at the top there you can see the engine mount looks pretty realistic as well. So now let's put it back in its place. It is a simple push fit in, and I am only doing this because at first this wing actually came loose, so I have to press fit it in place. But now that it is finally reviewed, I don't think I will be removing it anytime soon. Now if you look at the landing gears of the main body, then you can see we have total of 12 wheels, and they also bob around. As you can see, in terms of landing, they can wiggle around in a lot of places, so that's pretty nice to see as well. And the end wheels on this landing gear are also free rolling wheels, so apart from the middle one, all the wheels wheels roll, and the wheels on the wings, I think they move, but we have to put massive pressure amount it, but which I am not comfortable with, so we'll keep it there. Now one more thing my subscriber asked is to actually say the weight of the aircraft. So for that specific purpose, I actually bought a scale so that we can measure how heavy these aircrafts are, and this is a quite heavy one, might I tell you. So just I will bring my scale. As you can see, it is set at 0 grams. Let me just zero it first, and then we will place our aircraft on it. So currently I am reading 346 grams, and if you want to check in ounces, I think it is called, so it is 12.8 ounces. I think OZ stand for ounces, I don't know, my American subscriber would be knowing that. So 12.8 and 364, so that's the weight of this aircraft. It is a quite heavy aircraft because of all the metal that has gone into it. And one other thing I actually missed is the elevators. So the back elevators, as you can see, are also quite nicely detailed with the slits cut out and all the necessary markings. And on the wings as well, you can see we have the indication light. So this is used by pilots so that they can guess which way the aircraft is moving without actually looking at the aircraft. So on the right we had the green LED, on the left you can see we have the red light. So that is also a very nice detail that they have added. So there it is guys, the Airbus A380 from Qatar Airways by JC Wings. Although it is not written anywhere, it is from JC Wings. Still don't know what's the reason for, but if you know it, please comment down below, and please also tell me how you came to know it as well. And if you have any doubts regarding this video, then obviously you can comment down below. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Until then, I will see you all later.